fellow Sibs. This is Little Sister, and I'm coming on April 9th for Easter. And I just got home from Easter service, Resurrection Sunday. Hopefully you guys had a good one. For all those who believe. I am a believer. And wanted to give you some words before I get my day kind of started as far as some things I need to get done in the house. And I have my dishwasher on, so hold on, let me turn it off. So tomorrow is April 10th, and that is not only what people say nationally is National Siblings Day, and all through Facebook and social media you will see people posting on their social media pages and profiles their siblings. And I don't know who came up with International or National Siblings Day, but they didn't call and ask me for nothing. For 410 to be National Siblings Day, I have dealt with this on social media for a while. And I appreciate seeing people with their siblings, but I also, I don't know if I feel some type of way. And I'm a little ashy because I've been washing dishes, but I don't know if there's something like a tinge of something there, and it's not like full blown. I have to keep off of social media at that time. It's nothing like that, but there's a tinge of my sibling is not here, and why are we celebrating this on 4/10, which is the same day as my brother's transition. He left 4/10/1997, and the very day is something I will never forget. At the time when I was 14 years old, and I wanted to encourage you all, fellow siblings, and those who are just coming here because you're in some type of transition or grief and loss. Not only am I a little sister to my brother, but I'm also a mental health licensed therapist here in my state. And I've been thinking about coming with this word for a while now. And the word is this: a lot of times we try to move on from our feelings from losing our sibling, no matter how old you were. And I was 14 when my sibling died, but you can be much older, seasoned, and even not even have a close relationship with your sibling, but they were still your sibling. And I take from it from this, because my journey took a long time to start because I was in denial of my feelings. And that only crept into other things inside my body. So that meant that I manifested some panic attacks, anxiety, depression in my body. And it just was not a good feeling. And that came around when I was in college, away from my family. It was very uncomfortable. However, it was a time that I definitely needed in order to continue and start my healing journey with my brother's absence. Recently, I accidentally cut my thumb, while I was cooking. And I remember cutting it. I was cutting down into some cauliflower with this knife set that I got from Target. And these knives are very deceiving, but they look very nice, and they're very, very sharp. So without me really thinking that I was going towards my finger, I cut down into the cauliflower and cut my thumb. Again, I'm a little ashy, but when I looked down at it, I was like, oh no, I cut my finger. I said a word and it started bleeding. And it was truly a little bitty cut. I'm gonna tell you, a little bitty cut. However, the cut was deep, okay? And I flexed my thumb, and I saw down to the white meat, as if you're from the South and you know what that means. I saw white flesh. And that means that I got a little deeper than meets the eye. But what I did was I packed it down, squeezed it, wrapped it to keep it from bleeding and things of that nature. This happened in, I want to say, the first part of December of last year, December 2022. And so wrapped it, whatever, and then I held my hand up so it could stop bleeding and used my other hand to continue cooking. And not only did I wrap the wound, put my hand up, but I also put a glove on. I still have gloves from, COVID era. I still have gloves and still use gloves periodically. So I wrapped it, bandaged, put pressure on it to keep it from bleeding. It still was bleeding. And then I put because I was cooking not only for myself, I was cooking for somebody else, and put a glove on it, raised my hand up, continued to do what I was doing, and finished dinner. And I had it wrapped for a couple of days, and miraculously, the wound closed up on the outside fairly quickly. I want to say within about 4 or 5 days, the wound on the outside just really closed up and all of that. And I was like, oh, that's cool. That's really good. It closed up really well, and I was feeling pretty good about it, and I could bend it and everything like that. In December and January, I was cool. Y'all, fast forward some time. We are in April, first part of April. And what is that? Almost 4 months since I cut myself. And y'all, when I tell you this finger is tender, this finger is tender. Now the outside, right there, the outside has closed up. There's a little knot still there. You can definitely tell. There's a little thing right there. I probably should have put some lotion on, but you guys can see that. And I can't really compare it to my other thumb because I injured my other thumb some years ago, and I have a scar on that thumb too. Thumbs are just getting it. So yeah, I have a little bump right there, and then you can see where the little thing right there where I did cut with the blade, but it was very small. But this finger is tender, y'all. I feel some tinges of pain in this finger, and I said something to somebody about it, and they were saying, well, the internal tendons and skin on the inside has to heal too, and that takes a long time. How long, y'all? This is April. I cut my finger in December, and I can feel it being tender, even if you touch it. And when I go get my nails done, and she puts the dip in, and then she taps. I'm like, that's a little tender. Y'all see where I'm going? Grief and loss hits us so deep. You can't look at me and tell that I've gone through the trials that I've gone through with grief. You can't. But if you were to pull the outsides back and everything, and I were to get down to the nitty gritty and tell you all that I've been through in this challenge of grief and loss, you would know that it took a long time, and certain things in every different type of transition in my life, graduations and going to, even simple as going to the doctor, you still think about your loss or your losses. It don't just go away just because the outside healed up, or just because somebody got buried and they're no longer sick or struggling with substance abuse. Even though sometimes there is a relief that they're no longer struggling, but y'all, it takes wounds that someone sometimes doesn't feel as deep, but it is deeper than we realize. It takes wounds time to heal. And I don't know why we feel like we have to rush everything. Why do we have to rush everything in life, or attempt to, when we can't rush? I can't rush this healing of my finger. It's going to be a while because I didn't go get stitches. I didn't go get anything like that. I just kept going. I wrapped it up and just kept going. And the pain and the achiness now is really telling me that I went deeper than I thought that I did, even though the actual cut was smaller. And I rationalized in my head that it was small, but I didn't realize how deep it was. And that has to heal. So I am telling you all, I know again, tomorrow is 4/10. It's not only the death anniversary of my brother, but it's also National Sibling Celebration. We're still going to celebrate our siblings, whether they're here or not. We're going to celebrate my sibling. I'm going to celebrate my sibling. I have a new picture of him in my house I'm excited about because I didn't have any grown pictures of him. And I have to tell y'all the story about that picture too. I don't think I've told the YouTube audience the story of that picture. So I'll tell you a story later, but I just want you guys to know that healing is a journey. And if this cut is now taking 4 months to heal, just imagine the cut on your heart when you lose a sibling, and when you lose anyone, but when you're definitely losing a companion of a sibling, it's going to take a while, and it may surprise you when you wake up in the middle of the night grieving and feeling hurt, or even laughing about something that your sibling did, or even from dreams that you might have dreamed about your sibling. So I just wanted to put that out there, to not deny the pain, go with it. Use your tears as they were meant to be used. Use your voice as it was meant to be used. And let's heal together. I would like for you guys to like, share, and subscribe this channel. Surviving Sibling Loss, the Forgotten Mourners podcast was created so that I can validate my inner self, my inner child, but also connect with other people who know this story and feel this story. So connect with me. All of my information is in the bio. I love you guys and take care of you. Happy Resurrection Day. And again, we're going to celebrate our siblings tomorrow on 4/10, 1997 was my death date of my brother. But 4/10, 2023 will be a celebration for all of our siblings. Bye, y'all. Love you.